at the end of the day, guys, you can get so much further ahead, so much faster by using other people's money.
Hey everyone, Justin Cooper with Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. If you're finding us here on YouTube, please subscribe. We'd love to get you content each and every week. Today we've got our good friend Matt Pillmore with VIP Financial Education. And today what Matt and I are going to talk about is OPM, other people's money, using leverage to make more money.
Yeah, so one of the things that has always been the secret ingredient for me in terms of building wealth and acquiring income streams and building my cash flow has been using other people's money to do it. And I think most of us that have roots in real estate at some point read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book or series, right?
Yeah,
Robert
absolutely.
Kiyosaki. I would recommend that to everybody out there. If you haven't yet read it, you got to start there. I would say every room we're in speaking to people, you ask, hey, you read the book? It's got to be at least 90% of people who have. Terrific information. And that really kind of lit a spark for me was, hey, we've got to understand the power of leverage. It's a lot like using tools. I mean, try screwing something into the wall with your fingernail. You'll realize why a screwdriver is better for you. At the end of the day, guys, you can get so much further ahead, so much faster by using other people's money. However, as I was building through the 2000s, if you will, into income streams and buying assets and buying real estate, I also felt really uncomfortable, like a growing discomfort, almost like sleepless night discomfort once that debt load grew, especially beyond $1 million. I mean, it was terrifying to me. I hated it. And I started to seek other information. And that's really where I came across Dave Ramsey's information, which is also, I would say, the foremost leading expert on attacking debt, managing your money and your budget. And, it was funny because I sort of hated half of what he was teaching too. I just thought, well, this guy's telling me I should avoid leverage. So I had these kind of polar opposite sides of the spectrum.
Right. Rich Dad Poor Dad says use leverage.
Right.
And you like that, but you don't like it.
Right.
But then Dave Ramsey says don't have any debt.
Right.
Which you like, but you don't like.
That's exactly
and
right.
So where's the middle?
I think you just got to create this kind of Frankenstein of both of them. And that's really where we came in and we started teaching this general philosophy of you should kind of have your cake and eat it too. Do both. Borrow money, but don't borrow and not worry about the repayment. Pay it off much more quickly. Don't just subscribe to the terms of repayment that the bank suggests. I mean, I don't have to pay a mortgage off in 30 years just because I have signed the dotted line for a 30-year mortgage. I could pay it off in 3, 4, 5 years if I chose to, right? So while I do want you to subscribe to this channel, I don't want you to subscribe to what the banks want you to do. If the banks want you to do it, it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to be in their favor and not in yours.
Yeah, I mean, as hard money lenders, we talk about leverage all the time, right? We love seeing real estate investors leveraging higher because it's a way for them to increase their cash on cash return. So we talk about it all the time, but at the same time, we're talking about turning your deals faster, paying us off. We encourage our investors to pay us off faster.
That's exactly right. I mean, 100%. Look, guys, hard money is the perfect example of what I'm referring to. I always talk about interest rates being interesting. And a lot of people look at me like I'm nuts, right? They think, oh man, but I could get 0.25% or 0.5% better here or there. When you're paying things off quickly, interest rates matter a lot less. There are two elements of the cost behind your interest. It's the rate and the term. And if you pay attention to the term as much or more than you're paying attention to the interest rates themselves, you'll find that your outgo of interest costs, your total expense behind interest, is substantially less. And that's why hard money can be such a fantastic tool for people because it's paid back really, really quickly. 15% interest rates might sound terrible on the surface, but when you pay it off in 3, 4, 5 months because you buy and you flip a home, guess what? You're really not going to pay substantially more interest than if you had a traditional 5% interest rate on a 30-year fixed loan.
Right, exactly. These are tools, right? Financial tools in our financial tool belt that we as investors need to utilize and understand better, right? So, it's a means to an end. If I can borrow more money, which means I can do more deals a year or structure my business a little bit better, that makes sense because it's going to help get you to that next level. And that's really what we're talking about, right? Understanding the balance between borrowing more money, but having ultimately maybe less debt and having a better, safer business that will allow us to make the money that we want and sleep well at night at the same time.
So when I got here, right, and I'm on set here at the infamous Pine Financial Group set here, I came here directly from a rental property that I'm currently fixing up. Now, I've had this property a long time. I bought this property about 15 years ago. And this property's been paid off for a really long time as well. That property, we used leverage originally to buy it without any money out of our own pocket. It cost $60,000 as a down payment. That $60,000 came from sources of capital that we encourage people to get by having really, really great credit. Now, if you haven't watched that credit video yet that we made about how to get an 800 credit score in 60 days or less, make sure you go back and check that one out. But guys, this is why we are so concerned about always optimizing our borrowing strength. If you're not looking as good as possible to the lenders, you're leaving so much money on the table, and it's not that difficult to repair or restore literally any mistakes you've made in the past on your credit. Credit is one of those things that it does have the ability to recover no matter what has happened. And I love that about credit. You have a really capable, proactive ability to go out there and get it into a position to where the banks look at you favorably and then they're willing to give you money. Today, I'm also closing on $250,000 on a home equity line of credit. I'll be going after this and I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to be closing on the paperwork for that on the exact same property that's paid off. Now, with that $250,000, I can go out and upon discovering another opportunity to make better cash flow, I can use that money to invest it and then use the techniques that we'll be teaching later, as well as the techniques we teach on our channel to pay that amount we borrowed off very, very quickly. So we're buying income that earns us more than we are paying for the cost of the money we're borrowing, and we're taking that amount of cash flow along with our other sources of cash flow to attack the debt as quickly as possible to pay it back down to zero, and we're repeating the process where we're left with just the income streams afterward. So
yeah, and so Matt, if any of you want to get more info on this, Matt is doing a series of videos with us right here on Pine Financial's page and channel, but also we can jump over and visit Matt's channel. Amazing content on there. Matt, what's the best way for them to find
Thanks.
you?
Yeah, VIP Financial Ed is the channel on YouTube. Make sure you guys check it out. Subscribe here on Pine Financial's channel as well. You're always going to want to click that bell to turn on your post notifications. You want to be alerted, obviously, anytime these great videos are being uploaded. But yeah, check us out on our channel as well and subscribe there too. You guys will find amazing content talking about real estate. We've had the guys here from Pine on our channel also discussing how you can get into real estate with no money out of your own pocket. Guys, this is some phenomenal stuff. If you really truly are in a position where you're sick and tired of your current lifestyle, if you think there's something better out there for you, if you're tired of your day job, if you honestly just want to be able to do what you want whenever you want, then you're going to want to make sure you continue to consume the info. So thanks again.
Yeah, thanks. And find us anytime at pinefinancialgroup.com.